Welcome to a Narrated Discovery, the channel where we wander slowly, listen deeply, and explore the world's hidden beauty, one country at a time. Today we drift toward the Eastern Caribbean, to Saint Lucia, an island of emerald peaks, black sand shores, and the soft breath of ocean wind. Have you ever stood where the sea meets mountains, where land rises not with violence, but with poetry? Saint Lucia is a place where water speaks to stone, and the stone listens. Here, in the eastern curve of the Caribbean, two ancient volcanic spires, the Pitons, rise from the sea like silent guardians. Covered in green, wrapped in mist, they frame the island like the opening of a story. To wake in Saint Lucia is to hear waves before words. The air is warm, but never still, always a breeze, always the whisper of something old, something alive. Along the west coast, the town of Soufrière nestles between sea and mountain. Once a colonial capital, now a quiet place of gardens, fishing boats, and stories told in low voices. Morning breaks slowly here. Fishermen push off from the shore in wooden canoes. Smoke rises from cooking fires, and the sky turns orange, then gold, then bright. The smell of salt, the cry of gulls, the sound of sandals on stone. This is not just a tropical paradise, it is a living memory, a breath held between tides. South of Soufrière, the land swells with geothermal breath. Sulphur Springs, the so-called world's only drive-in volcano, exhales warm mist into the forest canopy. Steam curls from black rock, mud bubbles from the earth. The scent of minerals and heat lingers in the air like memory. Nearby, locals and travelers gather at the hot springs. They smear gray volcanic mud over their arms, their faces, their shoulders, a ritual of earth and renewal. When they wash it off, laughter follows, skin glows, and the world feels quieter. The rainforest rises behind it all, dense and wet and wise. Ferns unfurl, mango trees stretch toward shafts of sunlight. Paris chatters somewhere unseen, and the footpath winds deeper into green. Birdsong becomes symphony, rain becomes percussion, and walking becomes a kind of meditation. To the east, the Atlantic coast crashes harder. The wind is rougher, the waves more urgent. But even here, in Dennery or Macoud, there is peace. It's in the eyes of fruit vendors, in the rhythm of fish markets, in the pause between one gust and the next. In Anse La Raye, a fishing village tucked between cliffs, the Friday night fish fry is a celebration. Lanterns sway above narrow streets, oil pops in frying pans, and music, drums, brass, Creole lyrics, lifts into the night air like prayer with a beat. On Saturdays, Castries, the capital, hums with color. Market stalls overflow with papaya, soursop, cinnamon, and breadfruit. Vendors laugh, children chase each other between tables. And behind it all, the harbor sparkles, dotted with boats and the shimmer of trade. Castries isn't a city of height, but of rhythm. It rises slowly, spreads gently, and always leans toward the sea. Its cathedral, the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, is a place of quiet. Light filters through colored windows. The wood of the ceiling glows with age. Someone sings, softly, soulfully, in Creole. North of the capital, Gros Islet comes alive. By day, it's sleepy, fishermen napping in the shade, dominoes clicking under almond trees. But on Friday nights, music spills from doorways, rum is poured, shoes come off, and strangers dance like old friends. Further north, Pigeon Island stands like a memory. Once a pirate lookout, later a British fort, now a national park, it tells stories in stone. Cannons still face the sea, but today they guard nothing but wind and silence. Climb the hill, and you'll see Saint Lucia spread below you. Green, curved, golden-edged. A geography of grace. Farther inland, the island breathes a different rhythm. Banana plantations line the valleys. Leaves wide and waxy, fruit heavy on the stem. Farmers in wide-brimmed hats work between rows, their movements quiet and practiced. Children play by roadside stands. Women balance baskets of fruit like art. The island is small, but the roads feel endless. Each curve reveals a new view. A bay, a ridge, a red-roofed church on a distant hill. And all around, the hum of insects, the softness of clouds, the taste of salt on air. In the village of Choiseul, pottery still holds meaning. Hands shape clay as they always have, spinning, pressing, listening. Each bowl carries more than function. It carries story. Near La Borie, the sea turns glassy again. Waves hush over dark volcanic sand. Locals fish with nets or hand lines, and when they pull their catch from the water, they smile like they've pulled it from the sky. Saint Lucia is not fast, it is not loud, it is present. Its traditions run deep. In dance, bodies move like wind through cane. In song, voices rise with call and answer, some in English, some in French Creole, all in soul, kalinda, quadrille. Drumming circles that begin soft and end in trance. At weddings, at wakes, at the naming of children, music always finds its way. Even silence here carries rhythm. St. Lucian cuisine is humble, warm, and rooted. Green fig and saltfish, the national dish, is not a performance, it's a welcome. Callaloo soup, thick with dasheen leaves, speaks of family. Roasted breadfruit, stewed chicken, cocoa tea in the morning. Each meal says, sit, stay, rest. And of course, rum. Distilled from cane, poured with memory, sipped by fishermen after long days, raised in toast under moonlight, left as offering at family graves. And then there is the rain. It comes not as burden but as blessing, a sudden curtain of silver over rooftops and banana fields. It washes, it hushes, it reminds. After rain, colors bloom sharper. Green is greener, stone is darker, voices carry farther. Even the mountains seem to breathe more deeply. The Pitons, gross and petty, never change, but they always shift. With every light, every shadow, every memory. Some say they are lovers, others say they are gods, but everyone agrees they are Saint Lucia's heart made visible. To watch the sun set behind them, orange bleeding into purple, sea turning to ink, is to feel time stop. And when night falls, it falls gently. Evenings here move like jazz, low voices, clinking glasses, laughter in the distance. Stars appear slowly, carefully, as if placed by hand. The sky opens, the sea listens, and you, whether visitor or native, become part of the hush. In Saint Lucia, beauty is not something you chase. It is something that sits beside you, waiting to be noticed. This is a land of volcano and fruit, of salt and soothed skin, of drumming feet and quiet eyes. A place where history doesn't haunt, it hums. Where the past does not pull you back, but roots you deeper. It teaches you to move slower, to listen more, to breathe softer, to belong, simply by being still. Thank you for drifting with us through Saint Lucia, an island of story, stone, and soul. If this journey brought you peace, even briefly, consider subscribing to a narrated discovery. Until next time, travel gently and listen deeply.